Yes, my Between the Liners, welcome back to the latest match reaction for Manchester United 3, Nottingham Forest 2 at Old Trafford. We have now gone 31 games unbeaten at Old Trafford in all competitions. That is unbeaten since September 2022 when we lost 1-0 to Real Sociedad. We have not lost a single game at Old Trafford since then. And I bet a few of you United fans and even non-United fans, you all thought we were going to lose that record today, didn't you? And look at the boys, they've turned it around. Have some more faith, please, in this United team. You think we're going to lose to Nottingham Forest at home? Be realistic, please. Let's get into the analysis of the game. We'll take it into the starting lineup like I usually do. I guess Dalot being brought in probably made sense. I know a lot of you probably would have hoped to have seen Alvaro Fernandez in the starting lineup. Probably unrealistic at the moment. He hasn't had enough first team minutes, especially in the United team. I know he's done his thing out in Preston on loan, but Ten Hag clearly doesn't have complete faith in him yet, and it might be a bit harsh to throw him into the fire this early on, especially when the team's not really firing on all cylinders. So calm it down a little. The time is coming for Alvaro Fernandez. Give it a bit more time. Dalot got brought in. A lot of you probably thought Anthony didn't deserve to start. And to be honest, before the game, I probably felt the same, to be honest. But it's Ten Hag's project. We spent big on him. We chased him for a long time. Ten Hag clearly keeps wanting to push him into the starting lineup and wants to have the faith in Anthony that he's going to eventually come good. So I got it. I feel like Sancho was probably a bit unfortunate to start. He was one of our sharper players in pre-season, and at the beginning of this season he's also looked sharp. Martial got a start. Has he really deserved that? Has he claimed his place? Has he staked his place to deserve a start in the starting lineup right now? I don't think so. Clearly Ten Hag disagrees, and I get why Martial starts because of his ability to hold it up, and he's probably our best number 9 that is currently fit. We're waiting for Højlund ASAP. We'll take it on to the positives of the game, and I'm going to get to the goals conceded later. Let's take it to the positives first. Of course, we went 2-0 down in the first 5 minutes, which I'll get to, but the intensity after we conceded those 2 goals throughout the whole game was pretty outstanding, to be fair. Let's be honest. We probably thought it was going to be a pretty flat performance against Forest today, but I think because we went 2-0 down pretty early on, it actually helped kick us into gear a little and help build out the urgency and intensity in the boys, which I'm pretty proud of throughout the whole 90 minutes as a whole, because they gave their all to come back into the game first and then to get the win as well, which you have to praise them for. It's not that easy to turn it on and try and keep intensive for at least 85, 80 minutes of the game. So fair play to the boys for that. They also created a lot of chances after we went 2 goals down. Casemiro missed a sitter in the first half. And you know what? Bring it on to Casemiro for a sec, yeah? I was going to get into this a bit later. A lot of people, especially non-United fans, some United fans as well, are trying to write off Casemiro as well. Are you lot out of your mind? Are you actually insane? You're going to doubt this guy after all the years of consistent, unbelievable performances this guy has put in, even to an extent last season. We saw how badly we missed him when he weren't in the team. And you guys are going to doubt him already, trying to say that he's off the pace or he can't get himself about the pitch as much. Firstly, our formation probably wasn't helping him. Mount and Bruno probably isn't the best for Casemiro at this present moment. Secondly, he's a slow start in the season. We saw it last season. I've heard it from other La Liga experts or in the Twitter atmosphere. They're saying he's a slow starter. You're going to assume that Casemiro's finished already after 2 games. Are you actually nuts? Like, show some respect. You guys are so fickle. I don't understand what's going on. Thirdly, look at his performance today. I'm not going to say it was a defensive CDM masterclass, but the way he got himself about that pitch, you're trying to tell me this guy's unfit. You're trying to tell me that this guy's put on weight. Are you actually nuts? Are you actually crazy, bruv? Have some faith in the team. Have some faith in guys that have shown you year in, year out, season in, season out, how good of a professional and a footballer this guy is. He was all over that pitch today, attacking, defensive, high press, trying to get into the box, trying to create chances from the outside, on the edge of the box, trying to get in the box and trying to score goals. Obviously, he missed a header, which was a sitter. He should have scored, I understand. But still, the amount of energy and his heat map today must have been a joke. I actually need to see that. I'm going to try to put it up here on the side if I can find it. Moving on from Casemiro, another guy that gets a lot of hate, and I get it. Anthony has been poor. I mentioned it when I was talking about the starting lineup. He's been poor, especially post second half of last season. He's been pretty poor. I won't deny that. And he probably doesn't deserve the amount of starts and the minutes he gets. Fair enough. But today, and even signs from last season onwards, he's shown you guys signs that he's learning. He's not the finished article yet, which we all knew. There are facets to his game, like I mentioned in the last match reaction, where he's trying new things to try and beat a man, to try and get a crossing on his right foot, to work harder, which we're seeing game in, game out. You can't just always look at the negatives and think, oh, Anthony's giving it away again. I understand he's not the most creative player or he's not the most efficient or effective player, but he's trying the right things, and that's all you can ask for, surely. He could have nearly scored today. Turner made a brilliant save, and you saw him beat his man a couple times. You saw him take it onto his right foot and get a cross in, and Bruno probably should have scored or got on target, but he didn't. That would have been an assist. And also another thing that I like about Anthony a lot is because he receives the ball in the right position a lot of the time. You always see him stuck out on the right-hand side, not too far up where his player can't find him, not too low behind where it's going to slow down the momentum of the team. He's usually in the right position to receive a pass, and that's a big plus because a lot of players don't have that awareness. Sometimes Marcus receives it in the wrong positions. More often than not, Anthony usually is in the right position to receive the ball at the right time and to be able to punish a team. Yes, he hasn't punished the team as much as we would have liked, but he's getting there. The little small intricacies of his game, you can see it's there. So have patience, have faith. He had a much better second half than the first half, I agree, but I can see something in there, and I know it's not enough completely yet, but give him some more. I was going to say give him some more time, but I guess he's had the time, to be fair, so probably Sancho deserved minutes today. Pellistri probably deserves more minutes. Ahmad still yet to come into the side, and we'll see how he does on the right-hand side, probably. So, yeah, I just want to say, stop being so harsh on the players. Something's building up here, and I have faith. I know it's only been 2-3 games in the season. Have faith, guys. Please, relax. Calm. Calma, like Ronaldo would say. Another positive has to be Bruno Fernandes. You guys know I've rolled out for Bruno from day one, from the day we signed him. An unbelievably talented footballer. Now backed up by the words of Kevin De Bruyne as well, by the way. Kevin De Bruyne practically said Bruno Fernandes is his inspiration. I know he didn't say that word for word, and he can't say that because he plays for City, but he practically indirectly said Bruno Fernandes is his inspiration and role model of how to play football. What a player. Today, he wasn't hoofing it and rushing it and forcing it as much as he did in the last game. Maybe in the first half, he had a few too many long-range shots, but I liked it. He was trying something. He was trying to be aggressive. We got a goal out of it in the end. One of his shots got saved. Martial passes back to Rashford, who takes on his man. Rashford, well done to you as well, coming under a bit of criticism. Finally played out on his strong side, on the left-hand side. Created a goal for Eriksen. Great finish from Eriksen as well. Fair play to Eriksen for being in that position, having the presence of mind to be able to finish it as well. From Eriksen, I kind of wanted a bit more, in my opinion. I know this isn't a positive, but he's meant to be our creative spark, the one dictating the game. And I just felt like he didn't really do that completely today, like Bruno did. Bruno's creativity, unbelievable. His efficiency on the ball, unbelievable. His maturity on the ball today was very good as well, especially compared to the Spurs game where he had a howler, he had a stinker, to be honest. And Casemiro, I've already mentioned, and he's got the second goal as well, by the way. Well done to Casemiro for being in the right place. But it was also shocking defending from Forest. I don't know what they were doing. Brennan Johnson followed Bruno, and none of his other defenders followed with him, so the offside track was completely broken. Great assist from Bruno Fernandes with his head to find Casemiro with the cushion header. But yeah, and then we've obviously got the goal, the third goal to get the winner. I think, was it Marcus that won the penalty? And then Bruno Fernandes with a sensational penalty and a very well-deserved goal. By the way, watch out for my FPL video this week because I potentially might have had a howler with Bruno. But yeah, more on that to come. We'll take it onto the negatives because I know a lot of you are feeling quite negative, but please remember we have won the game. 3 points on the board, 2 wins at home already this season in 2 games. Yes, we lost 1 away, which needs to be eradicated. Our away form needs to be fixed. Have patience. Some of you lot are questioning Ten Hag too much. All right, and even I might even be questioning Ten Hag a little bit more than I used to as well, such as the starting lineup, such as the fact that Anthony keeps getting game time over Sancho, for example. Maybe the formation needs a bit of tweaking around, but at the end of the day, he's also still learning. He's only been in the job 1 year. Back to the game at hand, we go 2-0 down in the first 4 minutes, 1-0. The first goal, look, at this high level at Manchester United in the Premier League, to go a goal down in 2 minutes after losing the ball from your own corner, and then within about 5-10 seconds, he's gone up the other end, Awoniyi, and he scored a goal. That's abysmal. At United, at that level in the Premier League, that cannot be happening. And all it took was 2 duels we lost. 1 duel from Wan-Bissaka who had his hands above his eyes trying to win the header. I can't be too harsh because maybe the sun's in his eyes. Maybe. I don't know. I wasn't in his position, but I assume it was in his eyes. But the challenge he's put in felt a bit soft. Didn't really give his all to the game. To the challenge, sorry. By the way, I forgot, before I move on, another positive about Wan-Bissaka. Is Wan-Bissaka. I honestly feel like he's been our best player throughout the whole last 3 games. Yes, he was at fault for this first goal, as I'm mentioning now, but the rest of his game, quick passes, 1 touch, two touches if he needs. If only he was better at being an overlapping fullback, he'd be even better. But his passing, some of his passing inside, when to take on his man, his defending, as usual, is pretty exquisite, especially 1-to-1. But yeah, that's a positive. Keep it up, Wan-Bissaka. And also, he never gives up as well. In the 90th minute, 93rd minute, doesn't matter. Keep switched on just to make sure that we held out for the game and won the game. So that's Wan-Bissaka. Anyway, back to the negatives. 1-0. Wan-Bissaka should have won his first duel, firstly. He should have been a bit stronger. Secondly, Rashford has lost the battle to Awoniyi, who just wanted it more, and he's absolutely breezed through. A fair play to Awoniyi, by the way, because he's been on crazy form recently in the last, 5 or 10 games. He's been outstanding for Forest, and it was a good goal. Unbelievable run for him. Great power. But Rashford as well, and Wan-Bissaka, we got to be winning those duels. It's 2 minutes into the game. And also, Rashford shouldn't be in a position where he's the last man. That's got to take some tweaking there, because that should never be the case. Rashford isn't good enough to be the last man, or last line of defence. That should never happen. So that's something that Ten Hag needs to work on as well. Work on the position in which players need to be back and which players need to be forward. I don't know how Marcus ended up back so quick, ended up being so far back. I guess maybe he ran back harder than the rest, which is fair play to him, but needs to be stronger in the duels. And this is something we've had a problem with for a few years now. We're too weak in the second balls and the duels and the challenges and the mentality and the aggressiveness in the challenges. And we need more strength, man. You're playing for Man United. You better die for that badge. Like me, if I was playing for the team right now, you think we're conceding those 2 goals in the first 5 minutes? No chance. No chance. Anyway, taking on to the second goal, poor defensive awareness from the boys. Within 4 minutes, you've just conceded a goal already, and you're not man marking in the box, in the corner. Wake up. I'm not sure whose fault that was, to be honest. My stream was lagging. Ryan tells me it's AWB's fault, so I'll take his word for it. And that's probably one of his weak points in defending, to be honest. Like defending across is one of Wan-Bissaka's weak points. So I can't speak too much about the second goal because I didn't really see much of it. I've spoken about Eriksen already. I feel like he should have been dictating the game a little bit more. I felt like some of his passes were a bit too snappy and a bit rash. Take your time on the ball. You're meant to be the creative force in the team, along with Bruno. I just didn't really feel like I got that. And obviously he scored the goal though, so fair play to him. Good good initiative to get into the box and finish it off. Nice little flick. Dalot, man, I feel like post-January of this year, he's not been on the greatest form. Maybe he's taken a dip in confidence because of Wan-Bissaka's coming and taking his place, and it doesn't look like his place is going to get taken anytime soon, Wan-Bissaka. Didn't really impress. I know he's playing left back, which ain't his position. Was he trying inverted today? Sort of a little bit. Maybe Ten Hag gave him those instructions, but he kind of struggled a little bit today, I thought. Gave away silly fouls, which brings me on to the whole the team as a whole, by the way, we make the stupidest fouls every single week, game in, game out. And we've been doing this for years. This is not even a Ten Hag problem. This is a player mentality problem. Our game management is just so poor. I've been saying this for so long. The players' IQ is just so low, and I don't get it, man. You've been playing professional football all your life, or pretty much the last 10, 15 years of you guys' lives, and you don't know when to make a foul, when not to make a foul. If a player's going nowhere, opposition player's going nowhere, he's cramped in his own box, why are you going to go behind him and push him? Have some common sense. Doesn't make sense, bro. You lot are professional footballers and you don't know the basics of the game. It doesn't make sense. And another thing about game management, Forest are down to 10 men in the last stages of the game. We're winning 3-2. Why are you dropping deeper as a team? Why are you encouraging them to come and attack us and put pressure on us? Because they could have scored a couple chances in the last few minutes, you know. They were putting us under pressure. They got 10 men. We're at Old Trafford. You should be holding it onto the ball, dominating the game and trying to get the fourth goal. Instead, we're allowing them to come back into the game, which is insane to me. I don't know how that happens. It's a confidence thing, a mentality thing. They're too scared that they might concede a goal, so they can't get on the ball. They're giving the ball away too cheaply, too easily. Game management is so poor in this United team. Guys, let me know in the comments, how do we even fix that? Do we sign more players who are more tactically aware, more aware of the darker arts of the football? You'd think having Casemiro in there should have improved that a little. Martinez is a bit rash sometimes, but I feel like he's pretty smart overall. But yeah, we need more smart players. Other than that, the only negative I can pick out, sorry, I'm sure there were many from today, like Ten Hag will definitely analyse and pick out and get at. Anthony, first 30 minutes wasn't great, kept losing the ball, I understand. Apparently Ten Hag had a little bit of an argument or shouted at Anthony in the first half, which kind of explains why Anthony's performance picked up after that. One last final criticism I want to pick out is probably on Martial. I said that he didn't deserve a start, to be honest. Did he do much today? Didn't really see him be effective. Had a bit of a hand in the first goal. Gave a little 3-4 yard pass to Rashford. Fair enough, but haven't seen much from him. And I honestly don't think he even deserves to be at this club anymore, because he's been here 9 years. And what you can name about 3-4 significant moments from Martial, it's just not been enough, unfortunately. I personally feel like Sancho deserves a start. And he's going to be more mobile and aggressive and intense than Martial. Martial's scared of getting an injury every 2 minutes or every time the ball comes near him. You can see he's not willing to stretch out for a shot. He's trying to protect the ball rather than run with it or try and stretch out for a pass or a shot or a tackle. Is Martial going to give 110% to this team like we need every single player to be given to this team to be fighting for the title and challenging for the top honours? I don't think so. Match roundup. Player of the match, man of the match, probably has to be Bruno Fernandes, to be honest. Let's be realistic. He's our best player in the team right now. Gave his all to the game. I'd say it was because of him and down to him mostly that our standards were so high after we lost or we conceded the first 2 goals. The intensity was almost breathed through him to the rest of the team. And I like Anthony's intensity as well. I like Wan-Bissaka's intensity as well. Onana had a bit of a quiet game. I feel like didn't really get time to impose himself on the game. And I guess because we were so camped in Forest's half on the edge of their box, Onana didn't really have time to get on the ball. But man in the match, I'm going to have to give to Captain Fantastic, Bruno Fernandes, a much better performance compared to last week. So thank you for that, Bruno. Looking forward, we've got Arsenal next week. They've just drawn 2-2 to Fulham. So the signs, and Fulham had 10 men, signs that we can take to them. I know a lot of United fans are really pessimistic right now. Rival fans are trying to say that we're finished and we're supposed to be title challengers, blah, blah, blah. Have some faith. We've picked up 2 wins in 2 games against at Old Trafford, We've got Arsenal at the Emirates next week. I know a lot of you, even United fans, are going to be thinking negative right now. You think we're going to concede loads of goals, blah, blah, blah. Arsenal just drew 2-2 at Fulham at the Emirates, and Fulham had 10 men. So it's not all doom and gloom. Have faith in the boys. I honestly believe we can go to the Emirates thinking we can get a win. I know our away record is poor, but is there a better time to fix that than right next week at the Emirates. I was going to say right now. Look, this is the Between the Lines podcast. Please get in the comments and let me know what you thought of the game. Did I miss anything out? I'm sure I probably did. What did you think about Anthony's performance, Bruno's performance, Wan-Bissaka, my hero? Rashford did a bit better today as well. Get in the comments, like the video, please. It will help a lot. You guys don't like it enough, especially if you lot are my friends right now. Some of you lot are my boys and you're not even liking the video. Like it right now. I'm sure the button's right there. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks to all the viewers this week, the new viewers and subscribers that have come. This is Between the Lines podcast. We'll see you on Tuesday probably for the FPL reaction video. See you on the next one. Peace out.
Between the lines.